for joining us. Now, take us through this Fortitude campaign.
All right, well, a very good afternoon to you and our viewers at home coming outside the Union buildings from a still sunny Pretoria, and certainly it's been a hot day. The news coming out of the Union buildings have been also quite, hot and busy, certainly from the cabinet reshuffle, but that's not all that has been happening. As you mentioned there, of course, today was the launch of the Women of Fortitude campaign. That launch was led by Minister Jeff Radebe. But of course, this is all to celebrate what would have been 100 years of Albertina Sisulu. So basically, they looked for women from across the country, women from different ages, different backgrounds, women that can embody the spirit of, selflessness by Albertina Sisulu, women that have that sense of activism, that care to help the needy and empower other women. So certainly they went around the country to find these 100 women, and they were gathered here. We're talking about women from media, we're talking about women from business, we're talking about women from academics, and certainly they came here to share stories about how women can empower each other and develop each other in this country. Certainly the challenges are different today. We know Albertina Sisulu, amongst other things, led that 1956 march against past laws. But today we're talking about women empowerment, giving women access to land, giving women access to job opportunities, but also gender-based violence is an issue. So those were some of the discussions that took place today around those issues, as what women can do for each other. And now one of the other ministers that were here, Minister in the presidency for women, that is Minister Batabile Dlamini. Of course, we know that there was much said about her today with the cabinet reshuffle. I had a chance to speak to her before then. She said that she was not worried because she felt that the country needs a ministry that focuses on women issues, and certainly she feels that she's capable of leading that ministry. And when she addressed some of these ambassadors, she spoke about it, encouraged women to stand up for each other, to support each other, stand together to face the issues that are currently facing women in the country. Of course, gender-based violence being one of the key issues, but also issues of economic empowerment. So certainly those were some of the issues that were touched on here today at the Union buildings, as it was the launch of that Women of Fortitude in honor of Albertina Sisulu. 100 women from different ages were appointed to be ambassadors, and so that they can go back in their communities, in their industries, and spread those principles that Albertina Sisulu stood for, Palisa.
Because I wanted to come to the issue of the role of these 100 women, Sipho, as to what exactly is expected from them when they go back to their communities.
All right, so these 100 women, I mentioned to you different backgrounds. We're talking about academics, we're talking about business, we're talking politics, we're talking media professionals. So they are going to go back in their backgrounds and nurture and support. They're going to look for whoever perhaps may need support or may need a guidance within their given industries. So they're going to go nurture and support those people. So it's about getting a number of women that sort of embody this brand of Albertina Sisulu and exercise that brand in their everyday professional careers. That is giving support. Now, we had one of the women here who said, listen, I'm in the townships and I support township economies, and we need to see more women in the townships selling and also standing up and participating in the economy. So certainly it's about cultivating a culture of women standing together, supporting one another, starting programs that encourage women without necessarily waiting for government to do the job. Because as I mentioned, it's all in honor of Albertina Sisulu, and some of the self-sacrifices that she made, she didn't do it out of reward. She did it because there was a need for that. So it's about making sure that there is that spirit of activism amongst women themselves, and that they gather and they strengthen each other in whatever challenges that we see here, we face. I mentioned to you, of course, the issue of the economy, but also the issue of gender-based violence. Women, the rates are very high in this country. So certainly they want solutions that are driven by women for women, Palisa.
All right. Just before we let you go, Sipho, as we can see you at the Union buildings, of course, that's where the cabinet reshuffle happened earlier on. Were you able to sort of, gather the moods around there? And what are people saying on the changes effected by President Ramaphosa?
Well, I mean, there was a lot of buzz on social media regarding this cabinet reshuffle. Of course, we know that there were those two vacant posts, but the minister, of course, the president has been under pressure, especially when it comes to the minister in the presidency, Bathabile Dlamini. She's come under a lot of criticism. A lot of gender activists feel that she's not doing the job that she's supposed to be doing, and certainly we've seen a number of marches here led by women to the union buildings that did not want to be addressed by Minister Bathabile Dlamini. So she certainly has a long way in terms of trying to sort of push her way through gender activism or issues of women in this country. She lacks a bit of credibility in that sense. Certainly a lot of gender activists are not happy with her leading the ministry. People are calling the ministry useless. They're saying this ministry should be shut down. So, but then, as I mentioned to you, when we were here earlier, I spoke to the minister, and she said, listen, if the president will change me or reshuffle me, then so be it, I will accept that. But she said that her mission is to focus on women issues and empowering women rather. But in her speech, and I remember a colleague of mine said this is one of her most powerful speeches. She spoke about giving people a chance and giving people an opportunity once they've made mistakes or they've seemed to have failed in the past. She said that South Africa needs to learn, particularly women, they need to learn to forgive each other, to lead each other, to develop and allow people to make mistakes and learn from those mistakes. So it certainly felt as if she was speaking about herself, suggesting that perhaps she's been too criticized and that people need to give her a bit of time to be able to grasp with the issues that come with the Ministry of Women. Remember, of course, she only came through this ministry in President Ramaphosa's first cabinet reshuffle around February when he came into power as the president of the country. So certainly the mood amongst the 100 ambassadors was that of excitement. They were happy that the minister was there, and the minister herself seems to be calling for people to give a time and a chance to sort of find a fit within this department that is a woman, rather the Department of Women in the presidency.
All right, we'll leave it at that, Sipho. Thank you so much there to our reporter, Sipho Stuurman, reporting live from the Union Building.